Hello there. Welcome to Book Talk. It's an episode where we get to hear authors come and talk about their books. And today we have a special guest. But first and foremost, let me ask you one question. Are you in business? Have you ever thought about starting a business? The guest that I'm just about to bring on is one who's been in business and knows about the fear of getting started. And that's the title of our book. And she's going to tell us a bit more about that book, but I won't take any more time. I'll just introduce her. And the guest is Beatriz Simbo. Hi, Beatriz.
Hi, Anthony.
Yeah, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
Yes, and I'm very excited to learn about business and especially the fear of starting a business, fear of getting started. That's the title of your book.
Yes, correct.
And by the way, do you have it around? Can I have a look? Oh yeah, that's the fear of getting started by Beatriz Simbo. When was it released?
The pretty much the 27th of August.
Oh, that's quite a new book so far.
Yeah,
So
2020.
it's not even 1 month old, I guess.
No,
Yeah, today being the 11th. So congratulations on getting your book published. Is this your first book?
it is.
And I'm glad that you got started because
Right.
yeah, and you're talking about the fear of getting started, and this is the subtitle. The subtopic is common holdups people face in starting a new business and ways to overcome them. So with this, I imagine that you've been in business at some point. But before we go all in on that, let's know a bit about yourself. Whatever you'd like to share with us, please go ahead.
Well, as you already mentioned, Beatriz Simbo, and I'm the author of this book.
Mm-hmm.
Available on Amazon and Lulu.com. And I have three beautiful children that actually helped me write this book. And pretty much my husband too. And they were a big help for me. And I'm in the business industry now. So I pretty much know a little bit about, the fears people face to start a new venture.
Ah, okay. And how long have you been in business? Like how many years?
I've been in business, let's say, since I was young.
Mm-hmm.
I used to buy things and resell them to my friends and, finding random clients there, here, and there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, all these years I've been doing that.
Mm-hmm.
At some point, I thought of, I just thought about it. I was like, I think it's time for me to make something, that's made from Beatrice instead of, always selling people's, other people's products.
Mm-hmm.
Came up with that idea, and that's when I launched my first, clothing line, Best Simbo. And I have a small restaurant too. I'm from originally from Africa, and I live
Yeah.
in the United States. So I have a small restaurant in Africa too.
Where exactly in Africa are you from?
In Angola.
Angola. I
Yes.
only hear about Angola. I've not been there, but it sounds a good place.
It is a good place. It is a good place to be. I believe so.
Yeah.
We fix some things in Africa, right? You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know. I am from Africa too, so I have an idea, an idea of what you're talking about. So you have a business going on in Angola. You are in the United States, and you have a clothing line that you've started, and
Mhm.
that gives you an experience. And I'm trying to imagine in these days when the new normal has become working virtually. So you're managing your business in Africa and you have a business that you're managing there. How is it? How is it managing a business that you're not seeing, that is far away?
Well, I do have a great manager, thank God.
Mm-hmm.
I'm totally blessed with that. And he does a great job. So I don't really do much because he does almost everything since he's right there. But
Okay.
I watch it step by step, everything. I'm like, I'm right there,
Mm-hmm.
online, doing the emails and so many other stuff that involves, business. So that's pretty much what I do. So, but he does everything. He's great. He's a great manager. I'm lucky. I'm blessed.
Wonderful, wonderful. And I like your idea of that I had before. The idea of how the wealthy are wealthy is that they have multiple streams of income. So you've not decided to have just one business and push on it, but you're working two businesses at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, like right now with the pandemic, so many things are going south and so many businesses already closed. And if you only had one stream of income, the business closed and you stuck. Like if you have multiple streams of income, so now okay, this business is not doing well, so at least this one is doing something, so you have at least something to work on.
Oh yeah, sure. And I have seen many people experience what you've just talked about businesses being closed, but also I've seen many people who've been in employment, losing jobs and finding themselves with nothing to do. And this is where the idea of where you are right now, having something of your own, not depending on a salary that is going to come at the end of the month, but having something of your own in hand. So, and I'm putting this picture together. You're talking about having multiple streams of businesses. That is two businesses. But I am having the idea of to to be prepared for a future that we never know. It's important that someone who is employed also start thinking in another way. It's not only the money that I'm expecting at the end of the month. I need to have something by my side that is of my own, that is going to bring me something. So just in case I'm kicked out of my job, I could go to my business. How do you see that?
Yeah, like let's say right now I'm still working.
Ah,
Yes, I am still working.
mm-hmm,
And I just started this line not long ago. Maybe it was June, like
mm-hmm,
last, yeah, June of this year.
yeah,
I just wrote my book and I've had my restaurant for a while now, since 2019, I believe so.
yeah,
Yeah, and it's still going, it's still open. And, even with the pandemic,
mm-hmm.
it was closed for a little while because the government shut down everything, especially the restaurants.
Like
So
everywhere else in the world.
yes,
Mm-hmm,
it was last year, 2020.
mm-hmm.
So we closed for a little bit, and then once they opened the access for everyone, so we reopened again. So
Okay.
it's going and it's going well so far. And the reason I am actually still working is because I want to have an extreme stream of income that I can open my business.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to have that excuse of saying, oh, I don't have money to open this. I don't have money to do this, to do this. Wait, there are plenty of jobs, around. You can do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be too picky on the job. If you have an idea, you have a plan, a dream, you just go find something so you get started, and then from there work yourself, work really hard, and then you never know where you get.
Oh, yeah, sure. And when you talk about starting a business, and thank you very much for that insight and letting us know that it's not only business you're talking about, but you have a constant, a dependable source of income that you are getting every single month. And the issue is not only when starting a business, because with a little experience I have with businesses, and all the information that is available out there, is that businesses do not become productive or rather profitable immediately that you open them. It's going to take some time, maybe 6 months, maybe 1 year before it becomes very profitable. So I think that idea is very important, to have something constant, maybe a job, and then start a side hustle that could end up becoming a big business. And this is what I don't know about you, Beatrice, but I would urge those who are on employment to think of a side hustle and get started. But there's that fear, the fear
Yeah.
of getting started. And this is what your book is talking about. What is this fear? Please tell us, Beatrice.
Look, I've always sold things from other people.
Mm-hmm.
It was so much easier because they in the market for a long time.
Yeah.
People know them. So it's easier for you to get that product to a client because
Mm-hmm.
it's existed for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But now you want to start something brand new, like your own thing, your
Yes.
own business. You
Mm-hmm.
want to make things. You want to come up with, new things that, people need.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you think of that, and the fear that comes with it. You ask yourself, would people buy my things? Would they trust my product? Will my friends and family believe in me? All those thoughts, they come to your mind, and it just come kind of like just drags you down, and you're just there and you don't know where to go, where to start, because you are fearful of rejection. You are fearful of the what ifs, which I wrote on my book too.
Mm-hmm.
You just fearful of everything. You don't want to start because you scared of people not wanting your products and people not believing in you, just like I just mentioned before.
Mm-hmm.
You're just so scared.
Yeah. And I believe that this is what prevents a lot of people from getting started on a business or on an idea, something that is away from their usual wages and salaries. They're not so sure about tomorrow. They don't know if they are going to make it or not. And they fear loss. They fear losing their money, because when you're starting a business, I want to believe that you put quite a chunk of money on your restaurant, some huge amount on your clothing line, and you invested a lot of time. Oh, I believe this is something that many people would fear experiencing.
Yeah, people fear, losing money, putting money in something that they're not certain it's gonna work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that also stops you from starting, whatever you're planning on doing. So for me, the reason why I mentioned that I am still working is because my job is actually making my business happen.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get, let's say, I didn't take any I didn't get any bank loans.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get any loans at all. So I'm doing everything out of pocket by being patient.
Yeah.
So I go to work, I get my money, I put some money aside, I find good suppliers. I find good, good people that work with me. You can't just go and work with just anybody you find.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta search and you have to call and, text people and ask questions and then see if you can do it or not. For me, I found people that could do it, like payments.
Mm-hmm.
That way, it helped me not take a loan.
Yeah.
So I just kept on, making my payments little by little, because this is one of the things people are afraid of, because they think, okay, oh man, I want a clothing line, but where am I going to get the money?
Mm-hmm.
I only have $1,000. How am I going to start a clothing line? Look, it's possible.
Mm-hmm.
It's possible if you find those suppliers that can, help you make payments.
Mm-hmm.
If you are working, you don't have to worry about anything, because I mean, your job gives you money like every 2 weeks or however you get paid. So you can do it little by little. You just have to find the right people to help you move forward. And those suppliers too, they know if you're a starter, they do whatever it takes to help you out. A
Yeah.
lot of them, you just have to be patient to look for them
Mm-hmm.
and talk to them, explain your situation. Look, just like for me, for the clothing line, you need like a lot of money
Mm-hmm.
to, for the clothing line. And I was like, I want my clothes to be made in Italy. I
Mm-hmm.
went in Italy, I went there and I loved their clothes. And I'm like, I want my clothes to be made here. So for some people, they would be like, okay, so you live in America. So how are you going to have your clothes produced in Italy?
Mm-hmm.
You can just easily have the clothes made in the States.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, no, this is what I like and I will make it happen. So I went on Google, I searched, and I saw so many people that, do clothing. I mean, I was amazed with so many contacts I found there.
Okay.
I sent emails, some of them I called until I found this really good supplier that said, I believe you really want to, you really want to be in business and I want to help you.
Mm-hmm.
I said, okay. So he helped me, said, okay, start making the payments each month or every time you get a paycheck, you make this amount. So
Mm-hmm.
that is what helped me to launch my business, my clothing line.
Yeah.
Nothing is impossible. You just have to believe in yourself and you have to, like do whatever it takes to achieve your goals and your dreams. You can't just be sitting and, thinking, am I going to be able to do this and to do that? So you have to be encouraged and go out there and do whatever it is you want to do.
Thank you very much for that.
Sure.
Now, we talked about the fears in passing, which could be a big list that we can't even finish on this interview. And then now you're talking about ways to overcome them, because that's what one of the themes that the book talks about. And you just mentioned, that's what I got from that. You mentioned about getting started, not waiting for tomorrow to do what you can do today. Mm-hmm. And what other ways could you help us overcome this fear of getting started?
Well, other ways, like let's say I can't really speak for other people. The examples that I gave,
Mm-hmm.
most of them came from me, from my own imagination, and from seeing other people going through, some challenges.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe one of the reasons that I was really scared, I mentioned before, it was just fearing that I'm not going to be good enough.
Mm-hmm.
When you have that type of mindset, usually that's what we think. That's, like, I'm not good enough. Do you think this person's gonna take me serious?
Yeah.
Do you think I'm smart enough to do this or to do that?
Mm-hmm.
So this is one of the things that pretty much hold us back from moving forward.
Yeah.
You know, for me, I thought about my future. I
Mm-hmm.
was like, hey, I have dreams. I have, something to do on this earth.
Mm-hmm.
Need to do something. If I just sit here and just, thinking of all the bad things, all the negative ways that, would go wrong and everything else, I was like, I'm just going to stay stuck and I'm probably just going to end up, like this my whole life. I'll just,
Mm-hmm.
it'll turn into a regret.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, no, it's, this fear, I'm so scared of rejection. In reality, it's just like my mind telling me, that, oh, you're going to be rejected.
Mm-hmm.
My brain, because rejection is something that, I mean, it's right there. People can reject you, people
Yeah.
can close doors on you. But if you make up your mindset in a way that you say, okay, I know there's rejection out there, but nothing can stop me. If I let it in, it means I care too much about that.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to change your mindset. This is like the most important thing. You got to change your mindset. You got to change how you see things. You got to change how like you talk to people and you let them talk to you. So you have to believe in yourself. Okay, I've been fearing too much.
Yeah.
This is it. I am no longer allowing nobody else make me feel this type of, like this type of fear.
Mm-hmm.
Break all those chains and then you get started. Just start with whatever you have. I always say we have so many big dreams. We think of all these big stuff. It's good to think of big stuff, but then it gets you stuck because you have this big dream of, building this empire, and you stuck because you don't have money, you broke.
Mm-hmm.
The dream will never come to life. So you gotta start somewhere. Just find something in your kitchen. We've heard stories of people starting on their kitchens, the garage, selling stuff, and now they like millionaires, billionaires. Like they were able to do what they wanted to do since the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
But they first started somewhere, somewhere like selling cakes, selling lemonades. They sell whatever they could afford to sell. They sold it. And then they built themselves little by little with different things. They, business people, they very adventurous. They love doing many things, many things. So you do this, you do that, you do that. You have to be smart. You have to be, you have to really like manage well your time too. And you move from there.
Oh.
And then tomorrow you'll see yourself, you like up there, like, oh my gosh, you have a testimony to give to people. People
Wow.
can relate to you. They'll see, because we can't really relate much with the rich if they don't tell us they passed.
Mm.
We only relate to them when they tell us, whatever they went through when they were younger, or,
Mm.
when they started.
Yeah.
Like, I went through this, I went through that, and this and that, and I overcame it. How? And then they explain all those things. I'm like, okay, if this person was like this and he faced all these challenges
Mm-hmm.
and he never quit, he went to bankrupt, he lost a lot of money, but still he kept on doing it. He kept on pushing and endured the suffering and everything. So, and then he's right there. So we kind of relate and we kind of follow those people as our mentors. If he did it, I
Then I
can
can do it.
I can do it. Nothing is impossible. Nothing.
Wonderful, wonderful. And up to this point, I've got quite much from what you just talked about. I didn't imagine this even when we are getting started, that fear is a mind thing. So if fear is a mind thing, then what I'm required to do is to work on my mindset in order for me to be successful. And working on my mindset is that I have got to have a vision. You mentioned that. I have a vision of where I want to be so that I can get started. And the other thing is that if there are challenges that like physical resources that I may not be having, like capital, like machinery or things like that, there are people out there who could be ready to help me. And again, comes back to my mindset, find a way how to reach to the people and put those resources on the table. So, and one more thing, hey, you who is watching this, be adventurous. That's what Beatriz told us. Be adventurous. Don't just stay there. Don't wait for tomorrow. Get started right where you are if you want to achieve your vision. And one way of working on your mindset that Beatriz is mentioning is reading about stories, hearing about mentors that you may be having in your life. And why don't you start right now? Go get Beatriz's book and learn about the fear of getting started. Here are the stories that Beatriz is going to tell you of how she started on the two businesses, even when she's still working, and how she overcame those challenges that are before her. And get moving. Don't wait any longer. Just get started. Stop the fear. Get the book, read it, and get started on something. So this is what I'm getting from this. And I thank you very, very much, Beatriz, for availing yourself to come on Book Talk and talk about your book, and also spread this knowledge to someone out there who could be having no idea of a business.
Yeah, my pleasure, Anthony, for having me on your show too.
Yeah, welcome.
All the way from Greece.
Yeah, all the way from Greece. And one more thing before I go, I always ask my interviewees to leave us with a parting shot, something that summarizes, something that you'd like us to keep on thinking even after we are through with this interview. What would that be, Beatriz?
I would say believe in yourself. Believe that you have the potential to reach your goals. Don't be scared. Get out of your comfort zone. Make mistakes, as many as you can, because that's going to make you stronger as you go to reaching your goals. This is what I would actually leave to my viewers to see, and your viewers too. This is something that I think that I did, and they can do it too.
Oh, if Beatriz has done it, you can do it too. So thank you very much, Beatriz. Yeah. So now that we are getting off this interview, where can we get your book?
It's on Amazon.
Yeah.
Lulu.com.
Yeah, and they can always get it. Fear of Getting Started by Beatriz Simbo.
Yes.
Thank you very much. And they'll get to connect with you and also maybe your businesses. Then maybe they are going to ask you about the steps that you took after they reading your book, and you're going to help them along the way.
Yeah, correct.
So once again, thank you very much. We are really honored to have you here.
Thank you, Anthony. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and thank you too to the viewers. And please get out of your comfort zone and do something. It starts right here.
Yeah.
This has been your host, Anthony Morore. And until the next book talk, go out there and make things happen. Thank you.
Thank you.